this ever-expansion now moment. Welcome to the Pleiadian Blue Ray show with your host, Shamanka Natalie Alaya.
Hi, everyone.
And myself, Bridget Rau. Today we have Larry Locken on. Say hello, Larry.
Rocken Larry's in the house. Yo, what's up, everybody?
Thank you. And we want to say happy Imbolc to everyone, the first day of spring for many of us. It's a beautiful day here. I have a better reality than Larry and Natalie, where I am.
St. Bridget's Day, that's why it's so good.
Right. I know. I'm all excited. Like, hee hee. So today we're going to be talking about Starseed Astrology. Natalie is a very awesome astrologer, and she did Larry and my chart for us, and she's going to tell us a little bit about our soul star origins and what this means and why we're so the way we are. And I actually think it might be funny because Larry and I are so alike. I wonder if we have similar.
Do. I have found a couple of similar things. So, absolutely. Now, just in general, before I start looking at your charts, this is a really, new and upcoming field. There's no book on Starseed Astrology, so it's just kind of like reading what, other people say, and I think it really could evolve to Starseed Astrology. Like Lavendar, you had your chart done a while ago by Lavendar, and she says that the degrees, isn't it 24 to 26? Is that correct, Bridget?
Yes, if you have
degrees, planets in those degrees. Is it just in Earth and water? Is that what she said?
I'm not sure exactly what she says. I don't want to say, but I know from my chart, like she says, if you have 12 degrees in Scorpio, it's the mark of the healer. If you have X degrees in something, it can represent Atlantis. I know I had the right to work with crystals. I think there was even something about shaman in my reading, but it takes 2 weeks to get a reading with her, and it's not that expensive, but it's definitely her own chart. She must have come up with her own explanation for the degrees.
And one of the things that I've learned when I was looking, they said that, and this was on an astrology board that I was reading, and someone was saying that if you have planets conjunct the galactic center, and we've talked about the galactic center, that's a huge black hole in Sagittarius that basically we're all swirling around.
Cool.
That starseeds tend to, you have planets aligned with that. And if you have a lot of planets in the 12th house, for some reason, a lot of starseeds seem to have a lot of planets in the 12th house. So those are just the general. And then what I do is I'm just looking at all the stars and what they're conjunct, what your planets are conjunct with. And then if they're planets, if they're outer planets, it's probably I see it because those are generational. They don't move that much, so I don't think they're as important as the inner planets, the Mercury through Saturn or whatever.
Right.
They have a bigger, because those things move quicker and everything like that. So, so we're going to start with Larry.
Larry
Bowberry.
Oh,
Larry Bowberry.
Larry Bowberry is excited. Let's hear it.
Okay, so now looking at your chart, first of all, you don't have any planets in the galactic center or the 12th house, okay? But that doesn't mean that's just one of the things. But what you do have, and it's the closest conjunction, and this is something that you share, though it's a different planet with Bridget, is that you have your moon exactly conjunct with Alcyone or Alcyone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, that resonates. Awesome.
So, and the moon, that's your feminine energy, your emotional energy. It's in your 5th house. So this is the house of fun and games. You like to do for fun. So,
welcome to the House of Fun.
yeah, exactly. Welcome to the House of Fun. Yeah. Um, so I really think that, like, you always have said that, and I think that's why you have the Sun Keepers right, honestly. Why it came through you, because you said that right, connected directly to Alcyone. Do you say Alcyone or Alcyone?
I call it Alcyone.
Okay.
Some people say Alcyone, or,
okay.
That's Maloney.
So you have that in your, so that your moon is conjunct that in your 5th house. Now, the other one that I that I looked at is your sun. So your sun would be like in a chart, that would be like the strongest one in your chart is your sun, the strongest influence. And you have your sun in Leo in the 7th house. And it is, you have sun in Mercury conjunct a star called the Astrological Australis. I know. It's kind of funny, but I thought you'd like this, Larry, because there's a Babylonian name for this star, and it's the longest name of any star, and it's called Krushamana Shana Garushantu.
I love it.
I'll send you.
Oh my God!
Say it again. Akrushamana Garushahutu.
Akrushamana Akrushahutu.
Yeah.
Oh, Akrushamana Akrushahutu.
Simple.
And it's called Acelus, the star Australis. I didn't really find much about it, but you have 2 planets totally conjunct this star, and it was big in with the Babylonians. So this star, for some reason, was like important for the Babylonian people. Okay.
That's interesting.
You have let me see. Jupiter is at the 24th degree in Aries, and that is like another Pleiadian signifier. What is that sound?
Sorry. I didn't mean it to be that loud. I'm going to mute my mic for a second.
Okay.
I'm pooping. No.
Or dog poop. Scraping poop.
I'm shoveling dog poop.
So, Larry, your Jupiter planet is in Aries at the 24th degree, which, according to Lavendar, that's like a Pleiadian planet. Hello?
Yeah, wow, okay.
So you've got your moon and Jupiter, like, kind of, in Pleiadian planets. Now, you also have, I have to go back to your chart, sorry. You have Uranus conjunct Arcturus. So you definitely have some Arcturian energy. And Uranus is the rebel planet. So I'm just wondering, that's why you're a rebel? You're an Arcturian rebel, Larry.
Yeah, this is really making a lot of sense, but yes.
And then you have Neptune conjunct a royal star, and this is something you also share with Bridget. So you both have planets conjunct Alcyone, and then you also have planets conjunct Antares. And Antares, or Ant-Aries, it was like the rival of Mars. It's a royal star, guardian of the West is what they call that star. And it's related to Archangel Uriel. So the 4 royal stars each have an archangel associated with it. And you have like the guardian of the West, guardian of the East, North, and South, the 4 directions. And you've got Neptune, which is your planet of dreaming, your psychic planet, conjunct this royal star. So you definitely have like an archangel connection there too. Does that resonate?
That makes sense for me.
Yeah, to a complete T, absolutely. I mean, it explains so much.
Now Saturn Larry, is your Saturn. I'm sorry, guys. I thought it's hard. You have Saturn in Cancer, and it is conjunct Procyon. And I've read, there is a lot of stuff about Procyon starseeds. They're supposed to be highly psychic, very sensitive.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about Procyon because I've always considered doing I say I'm not going to make any more groups, but if I was going to, it was going to be about Procyon. And I was just thinking about it about a week ago. That eventually the time will be right for it.
Interesting. And
the time is now.
The time is now. And Procyon is in like Canis Minor, the dog, what they call Canis, or the dog constellation. Okay, and the last thing in your chart is you have two planets that are kind of like close to Andromeda, the vertex star in Andromeda. And because it's Jupiter and Chiron, you've got like Jupiter, which is your planet of luck and expansion, and then Chiron, which is like your wound, the unhealed wound, what you came with in this life. So I wonder if have you ever felt like that something happened in Andromeda, or that you have Andromedan connection, but there was like something good and something bad, or some wound or something?
Not really from there, but it could be. Yeah, I'm gonna need to sit on that for a little bit, but yeah, I have a feeling like that, but I just didn't know it came from that particular area. Okay.
Yeah.
But,
so that's at the Andromedan whatever connection. So basically, looking at your chart, I'd say that you've got like definitely the strongest is Alcyone Pleiadian. That's your major one. You have a bit of the Archangel energy with Oriel. And then you've got Procyon, Arcturian, and Andromedan, I would say, would be the smallest.
Wow, I'm a Galactical Heinz 57.
And then also we have that Babylon, Arkushana Garusha Nuhutu, or whatever star.
Garusha Ganutu.
Yeah, and who knows what star, but you're obviously a star seed from there,
Maharishi Garushu Gatuhu. Yes.
So
amazing.
Yeah, and that just to get more like deeper, because then like what I do as an astrologer, it's not just that it's conjunct, but like these stars then have like an effect on you depending on which house that they're in and in the sign. So you have your Sun and Mercury in Leo in your 7th house, which is your house of relationships. So Leos like to be the center of attention, Rocken, Larry, Locken. So, they like to be the leader, the leader of the pack. The leader of the pack.
Yes.
So you have that, but then you also have in your 7th house, because it's kind of split the way the house is, it kind of goes over Cancer and Leo. You have Saturn in Cancer in the 7th house. So Cancer is very nurturing, very emotional, protective. So you also that's a place that you really want to work hard. You really like to nurture. So you probably have like a strong personality in relationships. You want to lead the relationship, but you also have a very strong urge to nurture. Now, going back to the one that's connected to Andromeda, it's in your 4th house, which is your home. So it's like you probably, do you find that you have like good luck, bad luck in your house, with your house and your home? Because you have Jupiter and Chiron both at home, in the house of the home.
It's kind of a split between them, and it's yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have your Jupiter there, which is like expansion, luck, and then you have Chiron quite close to it, which is like also like that things can go, like you have some issues that need to be resolved around the home.
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just like here, let's just dangle this right here in front of you, but
Yeah, exactly. Now we're gonna kick you. So now in your 10th house of career, you have, like I said, this rebel Uranus connected to Arcturian, and that is in your house of career. So, your career stuff, the Arcturians are like what? They were like the most civilized, aren't they? Or the most advanced?
I think they're the smartest.
In our galaxy, yeah. I would say that they're the oldest beings in our galaxy, in our small little galaxy, yeah.
And so it's like you've got this, like, whatever that you're doing in your career, you almost have to rebel. You're always, and you're like have this desire for innovation.
Totally. I wish I could wrap my fingers around it, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you just want to innovate. What else can I think that's it right now.
You really nailed it with the innovation thing, though. I'm always looking for something new to happen or something new to think of or come up with. And it just sometimes it gets monotonous, just in a stalemate.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see now. Maybe I'll come back to you because I didn't look at your Venus, but okay. I have to hold on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, guys. Your Venus. I'm like, I want to look at your Venus.
Yes.
I'm such a
Venus
child.
Just kind of hangs there.
You have Venus in Virgo, the Virgin.
Haha. Just kidding. I don't even know what that means.
And I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for my computer to
update
to this page. Exactly.
We need some fucking innovation then.
Yeah, exactly. Help us, innovate us.
A Virgin Virgo from Venus.
With innovation, he's innovating the virgins.
Yes.
Okay, so they said that your Venus is conjunct Leonis star, and it's also called Zosma.
Zosma.
So it can give you prophetic ability.
Okay. What did you say it was called before the Zosma?
The star, like let's say, like if you look at astronomy maps, it would be Leonis, Leonis.
Okay.
But like the old name is Zosma, Zosma.
Leonis Zosmas. Okay, I know him well.
So okay, now I'm gonna go to Bridget's chart. Bridget. Okay, you have you have 3 planets in your 12th house.
So I'm a starseed.
Definitely. And there, you've got your moon and Jupiter quite close to Vega, Lyra. So
that makes sense because I connect with them.
Yeah, you've got like a lot of like strong with the moon and Jupiter, and it's like lucky. Jupiter is luck. So
luck be a lady tonight.
And like Larry, you have your sun. He has his moon. You have your sun conjunct Alcyone.
Ha ha.
Yes.
So what's that mean?
So the Alcyone is Pleiadian. I'd say Pleiadian is like your first.
Yeah, but his moon meant he was feminine, right? So
your sun is like your male energy.
Ah.
Yeah. And your moon is Lyran. Your feminine is Lyran.
Ah, that makes sense.
I thought this was interesting. There was a couple of cool things in your chart, because especially stuff that you'd posted recently.
Mm-hmm.
You have Saturn conjunct a star called Acrux, which is part of the Southern Cross, and there was an image found of this star cluster, Acrux or whatever. It's the basis of the Chicana.
Oh! I was so upset yesterday because I couldn't wear my Chicana, and I felt like I was empty.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I was like.
So yeah, that is conjunct that star, which is like they call it, that whole system, because it looks like the Southern Cross. But this one is the crux. It's the bottom star, and it's actually at Machu Picchu. That star is like, I guess somewhere in Machu Picchu they found a drawing of that there.
Sweet.
And it's part of the Chicana. And Saturn is your planet of work, or where where you work. Some people say Saturn is like where you have challenges. They see it negative, but it can also be where you like to focus your attention on.
Okay.
So the Chicana there. You have Pluto conjunct Arcturus. So again, this is an outer planet, so I definitely feel you have some like Arcturian vibe, but it's not as strong.
Right. That makes sense, because they're like the ones that I haven't done anything with meditation-wise and stuff like that. Like, I know they're there, I don't have any like direct information from them yet.
Yeah, so maybe it'll start coming, that like once you tune into it. So maybe go through Pluto, because that's what you have conjunct that star.
Bridget, are you eating potato chips or something?
No.
That sounds like you're rifling through a bag of chips. Trying to get to Jupiter to become more stupider.
Now, what you also have a planet conjunct Antares. Antares. Whoa. That's a royal star, and it's connected with the Angel Oriel.
Okay.
So, and they say the royal stars, like, they're just supposed to give, like, really good energy, positive stuff. And you have Uranus, which is the rebel. So you're like a rebel archangel.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ha 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 ha.
Yes. Then...
Sorry. It's not me in the bags, it's the dogs.
Okay, so your Venus is conjunct a star called Rana, which is, and it's also called Iridani or Iridan, which happens to be, which they say gives you a love of knowledge, science, which I always think you're always in tune with science.
Yeah, for some reason, and I do like really like that, and I will watch documentaries and shit.
And love of science, love of travel, and love of knowledge. The story of Eridanus, which I thought was pretty freaking cool, is related to the Babylonian story of the star of Eridu, sacred to the god Enki.
I was going to say, this is Anunnaki. I know Eridu.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they said that this was like, they called the Eridani in Babylonian was the river, and it was the path of souls, and they saw it as like a soul river in the sky. Now, this is just a total like random fact, but I thought it was kind of funny. Eridani, this star, is supposed to be where Vulcan, where Spock is from.
Totally illogical.
I just thought it was kind of cool that, you have a connection with Spock.
I do. That's awesome.
But the Path of Souls, I thought that was pretty cool. So, yeah, there's a connection of that star to Enki and and you are O negative, right? So that's like you probably have that kind of...
I'm AB negative.
Oh, AB negative. But you have that, you're RH negative. So, yeah. Yep. So you have that, you have Anunnaki. Anunnaki genes. So yeah,
I've got the Anunnaki. I'm the blood of the gods.
That explains her weirdness. I mean, I know she's Canadian, but that little bit of weirdness, I know, in connection.
Yeah, I'm definitely not from here.
Definitely not.
So your Mercury, and this is the one that's also related to something that you posted today or yesterday, is conjunct a star called Stella Mira, which I thought was really pretty. Stella Mira, which means wonderful star, and that constellation it's Omicron, which is like a Greek letter, Seti. It's in the whale constellation.
And Seti is like connecting me too. Just little like names connect for me. So yeah.
So yeah, it's Omicron, but Omicron's just like a Greek letter. You know, they have alpha, beta, delta, gamma. Omicron is like O, R-O. So it's O Seti. Instead of like, you know, a lot of star seeds come from Tau Ceti, or you see a lot of stuff about Tau.
Yeah.
So, but this is Omicron Ceti. Not Tau, but it's still...
Not to be confused with...
Yeah. And it's a red star. It looks red. And you had another... Oh, no, because I have more notes, because you had another star that was green. So it's Cetus, or Seti is the whale constellation.
That's awesome.
Your Mars is in Scorpio, and it connects to a star that is actually green when you look at it. And they say it's actually quite mesmerizing, and that you can see it with the naked eye, and it's green, and it's one of those stars that bobbles, you know?
I've probably seen it then, because I definitely... notice like there's different colors up there, and some of them change, and they do bobble and do all that stuff.
So the Mars, now the name, and I love these old names. So the Babylonian name of this star is Zubin Shamali.
My Babylonian has a first name.
And it says it brings...
It's Babylonian.
Zubin Shamali.
Get.
So it brings success. And then you have another one that is connected to the sea. You had a lot of, I felt like a lot of water energy, or like from water stars.
That makes sense, because
Bridget.
I had a dream the other night that I was a mermaid and I was trying to save a whale. And then yesterday, where I went, there was Little Mermaid on TV, and I was like, I want to go over there and watch that, but I wasn't allowed because it was for the kids. I was pissed.
They were afraid you'd have a whale at the time.
I would have.
So Jupiter is conjunct a star called Nunki, which is related to, it's also called Pelasgus, which is, it's like, I can't even say it. It's like a Greek myth, okay? Some Greek myth, Pelasgus. I can't even say it. He's supposed to be some ancient king, Greek king. But
makes sense.
Nunki is a Sumerian word, and again, it goes back to Enki and Iridu. Yeah, exactly. It means the edict of the sea, or the proclamation, the voice.
So like the Eden? Oh, okay.
No, edict.
The edict,
like
okay.
So it's like the talking of the sea, you know, the proclamation, the voice of the sea.
I like that, because that's what my last meditation was. We were talking to the sea.
So in Jupiter's your planet of luck.
Is it blocked by anything?
Well, is it blocked?
I mean, like, am I like Larry with the fucking, like, here's your luck, but we're going to dangle it right in front of your, like...
Oh, no.
Oh, cool. Ha-ha. Ha-ha, Larry.
Ha-ha, Bridget goes to Jupiter to get more stupider.
You have Jupiter in retrograde, which is kind of rare. We're in a Jupiter retrograde moment right now. Yep. But Jupiter retrograde, anytime a planet is retrograde, it's not people say, oh, like Mercury retrograde. Like if you have it in your chart, you probably are much better when you have retrograde with when planets go retrograde.
Yeah. Well, I said that before. During Mercury retrograde, I sometimes feel like it can do the opposite for me, that everybody else is like, oh, and I'm like, it's not that. This last one sucked, but last year it was good.
Yeah. So you have a couple of planets retrograde, quite a few. Let me see. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets retrograde.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so you're basically, the retrograde is like, you need a lot of time within, you need a lot of time alone, you need your own space, basically.
That makes sense, because lately I've been feeling so overwhelmed by, like, there's just so much, like, every day, because it's not just my stuff that I take care of, I take care of everybody else's stuff, and I'm like, I just need a day. I wanted my person this morning, I'm like, I hope they cancel. But my 4 o'clock canceled, so I was like, I can go home and do nothing and, like, just be alone.
Mm-hmm. You need it.
I do.
Because it's time for you to, like, go inward, reflect, do all that kind of stuff. So, and you've got, okay, so you have all those planets retrograde. Let me just do a little bit of a look at your chart. So you have, like I said, those 3 planets in the 12th house. The 12th house is like your unconscious. It could be the mystery. It's kind of a mysterious house, let's say, because it's usually ruled by Pisces. And you have your moon, Jupiter, and Neptune there. Neptune is the most psychic planet. The moon is like with the unconscious. And you've got this connection to the sea and to Lyra there.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on. I feel like you can go quite deep into the unconscious with Neptune there. You're lucky. You've got the planet of luck there, and it's like you've got that support of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And
it totally makes sense.
With the moon close to Vega, it's like, yeah, you get that Lyran, influence too. What is it? What are the beings from? They're cat people. Or no?
Yeah, I connect to them, like, some people see them as cats, some see them like
They're both.
A lot
There's
of
cat
gold.
people and humanoids from there, and the cat people are humanoids too. Yeah.
Right. I connect with a lot of Egypt stuff through them.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Now you do have an asteroid, Vesta, I was going to say, that's near Sirius, but I don't know if asteroids, I'm not going to...
Sirius!
Yeah, I don't know if, like, an asteroid's going to be that much influence, but there could be that it channels that energy in for you.
I think Vesta has a society on it.
What?
I think Vesta has a society on it.
Oh.
I just thought I'd throw that in. Yeah, but I do.
The Vestal
what kind?
Virgins. The Virgins.
What kind? I think a humanoid type of
is the
society that's about 3 times more advanced than we are here. 3 or 4 times more advanced, at least.
How big is it? It's got to be pretty big if it's included in the charts, right?
It's huge, yeah.
It's a big asteroid. I know it is. It's in the asteroid belt.
Okay. Well, because I do a lot of work with Sirius, so I'm thinking that may be, like, why, because it's closer to us or something? Like, when it comes by, it's like, here's some info, here's another meditation.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Vesta asteroid. It's the second.
Name your dog.
Vesta is a minor planet. It's the second largest in the asteroid belt.
Okay.
And what is the Vesta asteroid astrology? They're all the virgin, like it's all the feminine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I connect with I do like the mermaids and the fairies, and I always feel like a serious energy with that.
Okay, so and that's what you're channeling in. It's connecting. That asteroid is like when you were born. It was like aligned with Sirius. So, yeah.
It's like a catalyst.
She is a virgin. So it's like a sacred fire. Vesta worked with the sacred fire.
Nice. Oh my God, that just made me think of, because today's St. Bridget and it's like the fires and all that.
The Celtic Fire Ceremony Day.
Yes, I want to. I was going to say that this morning. I need to make a fire somewhere. Somewhere.
Be careful.
So I just see that. Can you guys hear me? Because I think Sif said it's hard to hear me.
No, I can hear you fine. It was just earlier when Bridget was eating potato chips and guzzling soda.
My dogs are fucking climbing in a bag of, like, bags.
A bag of bags.
And I'm trying to mute in between me talking so that you can't hear it because they're so excited it's warm out.
Have you guys ever considered that Venus, right? You got vagina and penis, and when you take vagina and penis, you get Venus. I've never thought about that. It just came to me a few minutes ago. I know, I'm not trying to be weird, but that sounds...
You're not trying to be weird.
That makes sense, because that's why when she said, I have to find your Venus, that's where my thought went. I was like, I was right there with you, Larry.
Total Pleiadian.
So yeah,
I'm like a 2-year-old.
Larry have that Alcyone, like your the side, and the Antares Archangel connection.
Sweet. Is that why we're weird?
Mm-hmm. Very.
Oh, no, I don't have an Atari anymore. Oh, Antares. Oh, okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I don't know. Is there anything else? I think that's about it. Like that from your charts, like that I can see. I'm sure if I had, because I did this, guys, just before coming on, of course.
She's like, shit, my thing starts in 20 minutes. I'll just get the chart.
I should take a look.
So is this something you can offer to like how much do you charge to do that for people if anybody's interested?
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And can you do it to yourself before you answer that question? Can you do that to yourself and have you before Natalie or had a reading like this?
Yeah, I can do my own chart, actually. I can pull up my own
chart. Oh, yeah,
right
let's see what you are.
Yeah. I'm going to chart. Now, what's on? I haven't updated my website because I had, originally, I was like hand drawing the chart and doing all the calculations myself, and I can do it because I'm trained, but it takes so much time and it's just not worth it, and there's so many, like, software that's so good. Mm-hmm. So I don't do that now. So my prices have decreased, but I think it's going to be 50 euros for a 30-minute consultation. I'm not writing anything. It's like this. I'll talk to you. I'll get your information. I'll pull it up beforehand.
And that's less than American dollars. It's like 45 or something.
Yeah, something like that for a 30-minute and 100 for an hour. If you don't want, you could get most of it in 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, we did both of ours quick.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing, it would only be the starseed markings.
Right.
So it'd be kind of different. Now let me get my chart up. So, And I'm doing it over the phone. I kind of got away from the written and the right. I don't like doing the written reports and doing it. It just takes way too long. And then, like, you can't really charge someone for the time that you put into it.
Right. So now what Lavender did for me, which may be easy for you, is she recorded it and then sent me an MP3.
That's what I'm going to do, and I can actually record our convo, through Skype or whatever. I downloaded an app. I can record it and send an MP3, or I can do it and send it to people without talking to them.
Right. That would be cool.
I prefer to do that. So.
Yeah, I think that would be like really beneficial because I go back and listen to the one that she did for me often, and I still forget what it means. I just know that I can work with crystals. There's some stuff from Atlantis. I have a bunch of marks of the healer, and yeah, I'm a starseed.
Okay, so looking at my chart right away, I have like my sun is quite near, but it's not actually conjunct. I'd have to look at Sirius. So let me just go and look at this.
Should I do some background singing?
Yes, yes, you should.
Sorry, guys, because
I don't see nothing wrong with a little grumping by.
Larry and I are like, we need to sing. What house makes us sing? Because we sing all the time.
Lyra.
Okay.
Lyra, the Looney Lyran.
So, let's see. Sing the Pleiadian. This is the Pleiadian Blue Ray show.
I have Procyon. Larry. We knew each other in Procyon. I have my moon and Mercury right like on Procyon. And the other one is Aludra.
Aludra.
And
damn, you should know yourself by heart, girl.
I know. Well, see, the thing is, I have to look at the chart and I have to look at the fixed star list. So I did you guys and I took notes, but I didn't think to do mine. So.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay, Bridget. Hum a tune.
Listening to the Blue Ray show, the really cool, exciting Blue Ray show, because we talked about Blue Rays.
5,
any weird thing that comes to our mind.
7, 1, 5. So, anyways, today is an awesome day, and I think it's funny that Natalie doesn't know her starseed markings. And my dog's flipping out.
Isn't it terrible? I didn't even look at. I have looked at my chart, but I didn't write it down. And
okay. So, do you remember any of your stuff?
I have a Ursa Major, and I really connect with Ursa Major, the bear constellation. And they say there's like a whole soul group that are like.
Isn't that the Big Dipper?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like we talked about this before, being kind of like the Pleiades, supersized Pleiades.
Yeah. Exactly.
The major Pleiades.
Right.
So I have so I would say that for me, I have the Procyon and Ursa Major starseed. Just like looking, just really quickly, I'm sure there's others, but that's what I would say. Now, I was told I had a soul reading, and they told me that I was from Andromeda, but I don't know. Like that's what they told me, but it's not in my chart. And I never really connect. I connect more with Orion, but right. I have actually I could say that I have Jupiter near Orion in Mintaka. So Mintaka. So
you connected tacos?
Orion.
Protein from Procyon.
But sometimes, like, don't they say, like, I get upset though. They say like Orion? Oh, they're terrible starseeds. Are they?
Some.
No, the thing is, like, we're holding on to that back then, like that cellular memory of the war and all that. I don't think, like, that would be like saying all the people from Atlantis are assholes because they fucked up.
Exactly.
So,
and I think a lot of our fairy kingdoms and elementals come from Orion too. That's my thought.
Yeah. So you're all right.
And the other thing is I do have Pleiadian markings because I have my moon, Mercury, and Venus at 26, 27, 28 degrees, which in water, which supposedly the Pleiadian is like a water or whatever, or So I have that degree. So I have Pleiadian, Orion, Procyon, Ursa Major.
I like it.
Fuck, you got around in the galaxy.
I did.
Yeah, she's a hoe. She's a hoe.
Star pimp.
That just means you're older than the rest of us. You've been around longer.
An old soul.
Very
Definitely.
old soul. An ancient soul.
An ancient soul.
Yeah, rub it in, Bridget. Ancient, old, fossilized soul.
No, it's a soul. For me, I would want to have an ancient soul. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean she's old right now.
Well, just a little bit.
No, but it's more wisdom. I don't like when people think I'm younger than I am, because I'm like, no, I want to have wisdom and seem smarter.
You're in a hurry to become an old bag, aren't you? Don't worry, it's coming soon enough, girl.
Shut up. I really I get along with older people. My best friend's 64. It's just I'm Jamie's 15 years older than me. I don't really jive with younger people. And if they have an old soul, then I like them. But so many people that I meet are new to fucking living. I'm get away. Anything else in your chart?
No, not at this moment. I just prepared more. I feel kind of oh my God, I did all this and I didn't prepare enough. The thing is,
it's fine.
It's an opening. It's a new field, Starseed Astrology.
Right.
There's still a lot of information. I'm trying to get all the information because I think too that there's other planets besides Pleiades and Sirius and Orion. There's other galaxies and stuff like that, and we could be from all sorts of different...
trillions of different planets.
Exactly.
It's endless, quintillion.
And
I want to know about Vega. Do you know about Vega?
Larry?
They are, think of it this way, Bridget.
It's Lyra, though. It's Lyra.
Lyra and Vega had issues with each other. Darker-skinned people came from Vega at one point. Lighter-skinned people come from Lyra. Lyra had a past of discriminating against souls from Vega, say, Europeans did towards indigenous Native American here. Okay. I did a talk on it a couple weeks ago, just a 7-minute talk, kind of going over the history of it, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense that if you have Lyran ties, you have some Vegan ties. Then again, it doesn't have to be that way, but yeah.
I've only seen bits and pieces of information about Vega, but the stuff that I did see resonated a lot, and I was like, And I feel like if my dad were to have some sort of connection, it would be Vega. So obviously,
I'd love to
there's
look at
something there.
Yeah, I'd love to look at his chart and see.
Yeah, I have to. I don't know. I just sent him $100, so he'll be able to call me soon, and then I can get his info.
Yeah, and and I'll look at his chart. What do you know about Aldebaran?
Ooh.
It says here, I see it's a vision holder for the Starseed mission, and I have my North Node, which is my karmic node, or my where I'm heading in my career is in that Starseed mission, and it says it's in the constellation of Taurus, and it's the eye of the bull.
And that's how you connect to fucking Pleiades.
Yeah, I think Aldebaran had a little bit of a shady past too, though. I think some rogue Pleiadians had settled there. Seriously, there's talk that beings from Aldebaran channeled information to Hitler and the Nazis and things like that.
But again, I saw that. There was some people said that the Aldebaran aliens helped Hitler and Nazi. But then
that's where you're headed.
That's where I'm headed.
It's that way anymore necessarily.
It's vision holders for the Starseed mission on Earth. I connect with that.
Yeah, that sounds better. You have the choice. You have the choice of giving the future to assholes or nice people.
Yeah.
You can be Mother Teresa or Hitler.
Yeah. Thanks.
Like you have like a Nostradamus type of. You're gonna go towards that. Like you're gonna know the future for people, and like when you're dead, everyone will be like, "Read Natalie's stuff. She called this."
Yeah. Good. And wasn't Aldebaran destroyed by the Death Star? I think that's what I'm reading. That dark.
I love how this like comes.
The evil empire. I've never heard that. What? It could be true.
Is the Death Star real? Am I missing something?
That Star Wars. It's a Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been a few Death Stars in the galaxy, but yeah, definitely are a pioneer. You're a pioneer, Natalie, for sure. The Starseed Astrology.
Biblioteca Pleiades. Who runs that? Bibliotecapleiades.net.
Oh, that's big. That's huge.
Because it says here that the planet Aldebaran, which I don't know if that's the same as the star, because I don't know
They probably have a planet, but then you can't. The thing is, you can't, because I've seen stuff on Biblioteca that doesn't make any fucking sense, and it goes against everything I've ever heard.
They're the ones that, when I read about Aldebaran, actually, that said, oh, there was this whole stuff by this guy George something, I forget his name, and he was the one going on about the Aldebaran aliens were helping Hitler.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. You have to go inside and figure it out for yourself, because I can go write a fucking fictional story right now that says Aldebaran's a bunch of fucking dickheads, and half the world will read it and be like, oh
yeah,
awesome.
And they'll take it for the gospel. Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, we know Natalie. Natalie's fucking not a douchebag.
Natalie's fucking cool, a pioneer, an awesome starseed.
Oh, I know what we could talk. I did Putin's chart.
Ooh.
He definitely has starseed. He has starseed connections.
Yes.
Talk amongst yourself while I pull up his chart.
Yeah, he has some starseed connections. Some issues too, maybe. I think Obama's got some starseed connections, but I also think he's got some reptilian connections. So, but they're two different souls, and that's a whole other story.
But what about the reptilian? I was reading something, and I read something that Michelle Walling said, and she was saying that the reptilians that are here now are mostly positive.
Could be.
And I thought, well, that's a good thing. Like, I think it's, I don't know. I hate all the reptilians are all evil. They can't be.
Yeah, boxing it into something. It's like all these people that hate Hillary Clinton for these emails. Well, if it was somebody they liked, they wouldn't give a shit. If the person raped somebody, they'd want Hillary Clinton arrested for jaywalk. And they're too stupid to realize that, okay, nothing's going to happen anyway because she's going to be pardoned, so we're just wasting all this time.
Yeah, exactly. Fighting over stuff. Now, one of the reasons that I was interested in Putin was that I had read some stuff on the very reputable website beforeitsnews.com, which I do think is like a clickbait place. And there's a lot of like crap on that site. But I just get so sick of mainstream media that I like to go off into other places. I don't know if you ever go on to Before It's News, but, you get like the Christian people, but you also get some Starseed stuff. And there have been a couple of different posts about people saying that, Putin was originally like, he's an oligarch. I know he's not all good, but that lately he's gone against and he's trying to get rid of the cabal.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was interested in him, because they were saying he actually turned. He was once with them, and now he's turned against them. And it seems like it, because like what he's doing with ISIS, or I don't want to call him ISIS, Daesh. But one of the things in his chart was that he had Uranus conjunct the asteroid Isis.
And God, I had that once too, and it burned for a week.
Stop, Larry. And he's a Sirius. He has Uranus also conjunct Sirius, so he's Syrian energy. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yep.
He had he has quite a few planets in the 12th house, and he had his Mars exactly conjunct the galactic center, which seems to show like a starseed indicator, but it's also when you have planets or conjunct the galactic center, it brings up, it super energizes the energy in him. And this is his Mars in Scorpio. No, Mars is Sagittarius, because the galactic center is in Sagittarius. And he's ruled by his Mars. His ascendant is in Scorpio, so he's ruled by Mars. And he has a whole bunch of planets in the 12th house. He has the Sun, Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury in the 12th house. And he has Mercury conjunct and Neptune conjunct Arcturus. So what I read about that was that people who have that are Arcturian guardians, here to transform the old system and help bring in a new way of being for humanity.
That really resonates. I think that's true about him, and I think a lot of the world leaders right now actually are following note. You see the consciousness rising, even with these idiots running for president, for Republican. I mean, they're being forced to step up their game, and the transparency is becoming more and more clear.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they are. He also has some in Taurus, so he has some Pleiadian, which is he also has some stuff, the vertex point next to Aldebaran. So, and that's kind of it follows. It's the vision holder for starseeds, and it follows Pleiades. And what I read is that if you have anything kind of conjunct or connected to Aldebaran, it's like an access point of Pleiadian energy. So
Makes sense.
I said Arcturian, Sirius, Pleiadian, Starseed. And I actually looked at, what do you think about the Nordic? Because I looked up Donald Trump's chart, and he had some points that were connected to the tall blonde, the Nordic Draconian. Draco.
I'm not so sure they're not from Hollow Earth or an experimental human race that's actually maybe from underground Antarctica. I know they get confused for the Pleiadians a lot, but some of the Nordics have had to say they were from the Pleiades just to kind of use it as a cover, and it's not necessarily for like a good or a bad thing, but they kind of front like they're from the Pleiades for various reasons. Sorry, I got this echo.
No, it's okay, but he had like a couple of Draco stars, Rigel or Regal. I don't know how you spell it.
Rigel.
Rigel, that's it, Rigel. He had some planets conjunct that.
He looks Nordic, like the pictures, because I can tell the difference between the Pleiadian and the Nordic. Like when you look at the pictures, they have that more defined jaw.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely looks like it, and I think that's funny totally. that he would be, like it's like confirmation.
Yeah, except for his black hair. I agree, Bridget. I think his face is totally Nordic, and his jaw, his structure, his eyes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to pull up his chart now and just tell you what I do. So keep talking.
Boy, you're going to have to do Bernie Sanders next.
And Hillary Clinton and Obama.
And Hillary, yeah.
I want to know Bernie's. I like Bernie.
We love Bernie. We feel the burn.
Do you know his birth details? Because then I can. No. Okay. So
I know that he's going to be 75 sometime between now and next January.
So Donald Trump has his ascendant and his Mars like almost conjunct Regulus, which is a
Regulators!
So they say that's it brings like it's a royal star. It brings like fame and wealth. But then I read that Regulus is where the celestial fae and mermaids supposedly come from.
That's awesome.
I
like them.
I do too. And
So, but wait. He's connected to them?
Well, he has a Mars close to it. Yeah, Regulus.
Oh, so he's like fighting them.
He's like, it's interesting. He's the only presidential candidate, at least that I know so far, that it actually supports alternative medicine. Now, I am not a Trump supporter. I'm not like.
I think he just lies. I think he lies so that he can get all the people to be like, oh, I like him.
Well, he's a consciousness raiser. He's really here to.
Who?
Donald Trump is. I mean, these people, these typical Republicans, he's what they are in a transparent form, and he has more game than they do. He knows how to play the asshole well and do that well. You know what I mean? He's that typical conservative Republican, but yet what you see is what you get. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. See, and so many people are like, I agree with what he says, but there's nothing right. Like, it doesn't mean it's right.
No, it doesn't mean it's right, and it's not about him. Anybody hung up on him, I wouldn't even waste my breath talking to. People like him and people like Bernie are just souls here to raise the consciousness of people.
Yeah, in whichever way they can. Sometimes it's from, I agree. So, Procyon, now this is something from the Bibliotheca Pleiades site. It says that the Procyon humanoids have been nicknamed the Swedes, and they're tall, and they're from Procyon, which is a yellowish white and yellow binary star in Canis Minor, Lesser Dog, 11.4 light years from Earth. They're tall, blonde humanoids. Now, this is the one where he says that they actually, a long time ago, they did some genetic experiments interbreeding with primitive humanity, these Procyon aliens. Now, this is from this website. I have no idea. But they're just called the tall blondes. They have big eyes, big heads. And from these genetic experiments with primitive humanity, it says a large portion of present-day humanity is descended from those mixed.
That sounds like the Anunnaki too. So a lot of these races have probably came here and interbred with certain primitive humans, different tribes around the planet.
That's how we got so many different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he has Uranus conjunct Rigel, which is Orion. And then he had Pluto and Mars and Leo conjunct the Draco star Giansar, or Giansar? I don't even know how to say it.
See, he's like one of the douchebags from Orion.
He could be.
You're a good one. He's a douchebag.
Draco star. Pluto is kind of like I said with your chart, it's kind of an outer planet, so I don't know, but Mars is quite close to the Draco constellation. So he could have some Draco. He could have some Draco reptilian.
I think he's just bad.
Yeah, those guys suck.
Yeah, like all this is pointing to he's one of the bad ones. But we already knew that.
So, I'll definitely have to look at Bernie's chart and Hillary's chart too then. And I'll post them. I'll post them on my blog. And share
I just heard he's, in my head, he's a shapeshifter.
Who?
Oh, that's interesting because one of the things, and I didn't write about it, but one of the things that I saw was that he had some planet connected with the shape-shifting star. See, you always know stuff.
Yeah, that's what popped in.
Trump. He had something, he had one of his planets aligned. When I looked up that star, it said that it was called the shape-shifting star, and that people with that alignment are shapeshifters. Oh, that's weird, Bridget.
I'm so psychic.
That's amazing.
Like
you are psychically psychotic, girl. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Spirit. They wanted you
Love
to know
Spirit.
that. They wanted us to know, because they only repeat things in my head like 4 times if we need to know. And they kept saying it.
Yeah,
They go,
sweet spirits. He's a shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter. So besides Starseed Astrology, I just want to say I do regular astrology too, okay? So if you want like your astrology chart. Now anyone you can get, there's loads of sites that give you free, you can get your chart done for free and look at it, but it's not personal, and they just have like 1 or 2 lines of general stuff. And it's not going to be a written report. I'm going down the line of like doing a recording, or I can call you and tell you and record the talk that we have and send it to you. That's
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, totally. Fuck writing all that shit out. It's like trying to light a cigarette by rubbing 2 sticks and a stone together.
Yeah,
let's get
if I
into the
enjoyed
21st century.
typing, or if I was a quicker typist, or if I like felt more comfortable with my writing, I just prefer to talk.
I think it's more personal when you talk, and then you're going to be like more genuine and like, oh, and they also have this, instead of trying to write it all down.
Yeah, I just found I had such a huge block with the writing and with the drawing. Even though I love doing the Zentangles, drawing a chart, it's a little bit different when you got it, and the software that you can get makes it look, online, makes it much better than like what I can draw.
Yeah.
It's like it just doesn't look good.
Totally, and there's a lot to be said from the vibration of your voice, and who wants to read the preamble to the Constitution, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Right. I don't like, because when I get the things, I end up just like reading bits and pieces like from the free like cafe reports or whatever.
Cafe astrology.
Yeah, like I'll read bits and pieces of it, but it's too much to read the whole thing. So like I'd rather hear it from you, because then it makes more, and then you get intuitive information too, like blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
It's more personal.
Yeah, things can come through when you're having the consultation, when we're talking. Things will come through, and that's what's really nice. I liked in your chart about the whale and the connection with water, that you have such a strong connection to the water and the paths of souls and the Shikana. I just thought that was Shikana.
Yeah, if people want to ride out there, they can get a pen pal. I mean, yeah, this is...
Right. We ain't writing shit, bitches.
No, we're talking. Say it. Fuck it. If you want to write, go get a pen pal. Go put it in a bottle and throw it out in the sea and see if it gets where you want it to go.
So I think that's it, guys.
It was awesome. I liked it.
You want to talk about, if you want to talk about Imbolc.
I want to hear about this Imbolc you ladies were talking about in the pre-show. I'm not familiar with it.
It's today.
Okay, cool. All right, hey. Fucking hey.
Do you know a lot about it, Natalie? Because I don't know that much.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I do. So, you have these like 4, so there's 4 times a year, these Celtic fire ceremonies and days. And what's interesting is they're not on the equinox, and they're not on the solstice. They're exactly in between the equinoxes and solstices. So they're kind of different. The Celtics looked at it different, and it really is like, it's like the first day of spring, the first day of summer, the first day, but it's more true up in like Ireland and England and this area, because I think like in America, your spring traditionally would start in March, where here it starts today, here, our spring. And fire ceremonies, they'd have a big bonfire. They'd have it, so you have Imbolc, Samhain is the one in October. That's like Halloween, where the veil is very thin. And again, it's like in between the equinox and the solstice of December.
Does it fall right on Halloween?
It is, actually, yeah. Samhain. Okay. Imbolc, I'm sorry, I cannot for the life of me think of the other names. Celtic,
it's okay.
I have to look up, but yeah, so they would have a big fire, bonfires would be big. St. Bridget is like, there are probably hundreds of St. Bridget wells in Ireland. No joke. They're all over the place.
Are we going to go to all of them when I come?
We're going to go to quite a few of them. There's like a big one in Kilkenny, which is the most famous one. But there's one in Clare. And today people go there and they get the water, you know, because it's a well. Less. And St. Bridget worked like, in a way I always saw St. Bridget as like a female St. Francis of Assisi. She was like worked with animals and stuff like that. And so this fire ceremony, people would kind of like, you know, you're bringing in, you're inviting the goddess to come into your house and to, you know, wake things up. And the fire ceremonies would be also like a giving thanks, but also like fire waking up.
Didn't they do like a few days, like Bridget had a fire that was like always burning, and she had women who would tend to the fire.
That's right.
Okay.
And you can do ceremonies like bring in, you know, this energy on Imbolc.
I think it's like all about abundance and like the newness, like we're coming out of that like dark, cold, like it's our rebirth. Like this is my favorite time of year. And I actually posted a couple days ago, like I've been wearing springtime colors. I have like pink on and purple, and I'm like, I'm trying to manifest spring, and everybody's like, what? But like the past 3 days, it's been 50 degrees, 65 degrees today. Like it's just so, I feel like it's here. I know it'll probably get cold again, but it's like this in May are big times for me. Like I come out of my shell and I feel more alive and more ready. Like and then all summer long I go out and do stuff and I just feel better. Fall and winter are like
yeah,
I hate
it's not as nice. So basically they call this a cross quarter day. That's the technical term. It's the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, which is going to be like in March. And I found it interesting that the Celtics were this midpoint. It's like they were odd. They didn't go at the equinoxes or the solstice. It was the midpoint between those two.
But if you're going to be like agriculture and stuff like that, you would need to know this stuff because this is when you'd want to start planning.
Yeah, exactly. And so on this day on the Hill of Tara, the rising sun of Imbolc illuminates the mound of the hostages at Newgrange or whatever on the Hill of Tara. And it also illuminates it as Samhain at the other time. Those are the two times it illuminates this chamber. Is Imbolc and Samhain, which are almost like opposite each other.
See, that's just like what happens on the equinoxes and stuff. Only so they were aligning their shit to do it today. That's cool.
You know what, Natalie, I'm getting from my guides right now is that this year is a really important year for this. I mean, it's not only that's a halfway point, but this year is like it's really particularly important this year, more so than it has been in recent years. If that resonates.
Yeah, that this year, the awakening of the goddess, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
and just kind of like I think what Bridget was alluding to about a new beginning of abundance and things like that. There's it's kind of like on steroids this year. I mean, there's a lot going on with it.
Definitely, because this it's definitely more prevalent this year than it has been before. Because it's been like I told you, Natalie, it's been winding up for a while for me anyway, with the connections and synchronicity. Like we were talking about this probably over a month ago. Like it was coming. Like it's coming. We got to do something when it comes.
Yeah, actually, I totally forgot about that. We were going to do a show of St. Bridget.
I have it written in my calendar. I just haven't had a moment to talk to you. And then you said the other thing, so I figured we would end up talking both. No, it's fine. I liked it.
But
they tie together.
Cross was made with rushes. I have one that my kids made here in the schools in Ireland. All the kids make the St. Bridget crosses. They take those green rushes and put it into that. It has like the four, like a chicana.
Yep.
The four sides. The 4 fire festivals that are on cross quarter days, so they're in between each of the, the solstices and the spring equinox. is that you have Imbolc, Beltana, Lunasa, which is, lunacy, and Samhain.
Is that to do with the loony Lyran?
Yeah,
the loony Lyran, the halfway between the solstices, doing it half-assedly.
Right? Perfect.
So, yeah, and there's a connection with St. Bridget and Wells and water. Water, there you go again, another water connection. Bridget.
Yeah, I think I need to go, jump into something like water,
In a well,
yeah.
Well, Bridget, down well.
And then come out and start a fire for 4 days.
Yeah, and dance around the
come
fire.
crawling out of the well, huffing and puffing and freak people out.
Like the girl from The Ring. I'll come climbing coming out of people's TVs.
That would be fucking funny.
I'm gonna try to figure out a way to make a skit where I come out of a TV like that.
Oh, that would be fucking hilarious.
Next week, guys, tune in to watch Bridget go fucking insane.
We should do next show, or I guess we've covered it now, but yeah, Imbolc.
No, it's good. I like that we did it.
We could talk about the fire ceremonies and what they do, each one. I think it's lovely that they use fire.
Yeah,
I do want
have
to
somebody
brush up on
interested
it,
in doing
Natalie,
an
and do some
interview.
research if you guys are interested in doing a full show on it. I mean, if you think it'd be worthy to,
I am worthy. Yeah, I'll do that.
I think it'd be great. Yeah, just about all the Celtic tradition, the Celtic fire. It's a whole thing, and you do something. Well, obviously you build a fire each time, but you do a little fire ceremony. But there is a meaning, and it's one is the beginning of spring, and the other one's the beginning of summer, and then the harvest where you go crazy. Lunasa. And then kind of Samhain is where, the veil is very thin and you can talk to your ancestors.
Well, I got to ask, though, can you use a lighter or matches to start the fire? We don't have to rub two sticks together, do we? And
No, you can use
it's been
modern
a long time since I've done that.
Just no gas. You want to keep it sacred.
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me of the Despacho.
Yes, and I was talking about this the other day. Jeff is going to be traveling somewhere to do a global fire. They have fires set up all over the place, and everybody burns them at the same time. They keep it going for 3 days. So I think he's going to be doing the next one, which is cool. I have to ask him what the date was. It might be on the solstice. Does that make sense?
The summer solstice?
Yeah, I think that's when he was going to be doing it for 3 days on the summer solstice.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, it could be, because I know that the solstice is the big day in Peru. That's when Quiloriti came down from the Pleiades, and it's when the Pleiades rise. June 21st is when the Pleiades rise above the mountains in Peru. And Quiloriti is their god that resides in the mountain. He's the Apu. He came from the Pleiades and started their tribes, or they're all descended from them. That's what they say, the Quero.
June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
That's the day after the first day of summer here.
Mm-hmm. And that's usually, 21st, 22nd. It depends, exact, but that's the solstice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write it down so that I can do something.
God with a little G, not prime creator. Yes, God with a little G. Barbara Marciniak would say.
June 21st. I'm going to schedule something for that day.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to be there. The thing is, where they have the big ceremony is on the Apu Asangate, but it's 12,000 feet or something like that, crazy.
Do they do a feast of any kind, Natalie? Do they do feasts with these things, or is that part of the tradition at all?
Sorry, say that again. You did.
Do they do a big meal? Do they do feast traditionally with this, or is it not part of it?
I think, I don't know, but I know that what they usually do is like again, like despacho fire ceremonies in Peru with this. And, you know, they have their own traditions and they do their song and dance and everything. And they're welcoming this star being who came down and started them.
No bloodletting, hopefully.
No, they don't do anything like that.
I'm kidding.
No,
I think that's funny.
Things. So, anyway, shall we wrap this up, guys?
Sure. Natalie, you want to tell everybody where they can find you and how they can get one of these awesome sauce readings that we had today?
Yeah, if you want a starseed reading, an astrology consultation, contact me at www.alayahealingservices.com. I'll put the link up. I'm on Facebook, Google, and YouTube as Starseed Shaman, and I have a new blog on WordPress called Starseed Shaman Blog. And I'd love to hear from you and love to connect.
And Larry Locken, you want to let people know where they can find you?
Yes, well, you can find me at larrylocken.wix.com/Pleiadian Express Pro. That's the website. You can also find me on YouTube at Pleiadian Express Productions, the Google Plus channel as well, and Pleiadian Light Grid Project, as well as on 1,050,000 Starseed Facebook groups and pages on Facebook. Sorry.
Fake book.
and you can also find me everywhere and anywhere, but nowhere at all in one, never beginning nor ending now moment.
Sweet. Does that include Kansas?
That includes Kansas, Arkansas, Oregon, Texas. You want me to go through all the 50 states? Everywhere and anywhere and nowhere at all.
You know what? I want to give a shout out because, you know, people donate to PEP. We don't get paid anything for this. We do this for free. I know people connect with it. We need new equipment. If you could donate to PEP, we can buy better equipment to do these.
Even $1. It takes 2 seconds of your time to do this. It's not some big, long, drawn-out ordeal where you have to rewrite the Constitution to do. It's easy. It's simple. It'd be appreciated. We do appreciate the heart, and the likes, and the I really resonate with that comments, but it would really help if you could find it in your heart to take 20 seconds to go to the website and donate $1. Yeah, it isn't something real complicated. Even the most, the biggest imbecile in the world could do it in 2 minutes flat.
And that'll make them want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now Larry,
now get out
that's enough, Larry. Thank you for
Jesus Christ.
Donations.
Yes, we love you all. Now get a hold of Natalie, get a hold of Bridget, use their services, donate to the website. Yeah, quit being a cheapskate and lazy, and quit being stuck in the computer matrix. We love the heart, likes. Come on, people, let's get real. Quit being stagnant. Let's get with it.
Woo! And on that note, you can find Bridget at becreativelyu.com, Divine Essentials New Paradigm Healing page on Facebook, my personal page, of course, Bridget Rau. I'm in the Moon Key Rights with Bridget. I'm in a lot of the Pleiadian groups. I'm in the Pleiadian Northeast, if anybody's in my area. And I work at Blue Angel Healing in Carver, and Shanti Fowler in Plimpton, and I go out to the Cape from my area. So if you're in the area or interested in coming to see me at any of the events, just send me a message and I can invite you. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Happy cosmic day. Kiss.
Mwah.